3 times a week on the school timetable we have DEAR, which is drop everything and read. How are you finding that, and how is that going?
I find that pretty good because at home I don't always have time to read, so schools gives me a time and place to read properly, and I really enjoy it.
Okay, and does it happen regardless of what subject you're in, and how do the teachers help you with that?
The teachers just make sure that everyone's quiet and reading. Sometimes they join in.
Well, when we were in art, we just read, like just get out of our books and read. In maths, he sometimes use poem.
Okay, and are you enjoying having DEAR in the timetable?
Yeah, like sometimes we don't have time to read at home because Mum's got to do work, well, planning and things. Dad's got work to do, and Matthew's like homework or something. I've got homework to do, so I don't really have time to do reading.
That's going good. Read when the bell goes.
And it doesn't matter what subject you're in, every teacher does it?
Yeah.
The lessons, we sit down and read quietly, and then we think about what time we've got to read, and this helped me read more books. And in my maths lesson, and my teacher, Mr. Grimmer, he sometimes reads us poems and other stories about William Shakespeare.
What does this mean that you have to always have on you?
A reading book.
A reading book.
I always have a book to read.
And what are you reading at the moment?
Girls FC, Who Ate All the Pies.
Okay, and are you enjoying that?
Yes.
I'm reading A Walk to Remember by Nicholas Sparks.
And what's that story about?
It's about, I haven't read much of it, but it's about a boy and this girl, and she's ill. So.
What stories did we do last half term in tutor time?
We did the Mozart Question and Gone to Sea.
Okay, and which one did you like the most?
I liked Gone to Sea a lot because it was just an interesting story and I really liked it. It showed because usually stories are like all happy and everything, but this one was quite interesting because it was about a boy who had his leg was deformed, so his family didn't treat him very well and he didn't get treated well at school, so he found a way to find himself, find a place for him and make himself feel better. Having 2 slots of reading for pleasure in our tutor time, how have you enjoyed that?
I've enjoyed it because it's like we are able to read all together and discuss a book as a group.
I found it pretty good because I used to read quite a lot and then I kind of stopped, but now that we are not forced to, but we're made to have our books, it's helped me read more often now and I really enjoy it. What are we going to do this half term in tutor time? Non-fiction books. Okay, and how are you feeling about that? I prefer fiction books, but I understand that non-fiction books will help me in the future, so I don't mind learning about them.
I prefer fiction to non-fiction.
And why is that?
Because I feel like in fiction they tell the story, but in non-fiction it's just on the paper and you read it and you have to just take it in like that.
In our reading for pleasure lessons, what book have we been studying?
Malcolm of Paragraph Friend of.
Have you enjoyed that book?
Yeah.
And why?
It's kind of non-fiction and fiction. The 2 boys in it, David and Taki, are being evacuated, and that's what would happen in real life. So that's World War II. And it's also fiction because they have made not actually real, it's not actually written on the 21st of August, Taki and so-and-so went to so-and-so.
What's the smallest unit of sound in a word called?
A phoneme.
And how has learning the phonemes helped you in your actual reading?
It's helped me say the words properly and understand it a bit more.
If we looked at the word night, how many phonemes are there in that word?
3.
Yes, and what are they?
T.
And what could you tell me about the phoneme I?
It's a trigraph.
Why?
Because it's 3 letters that make one sound. You have to blend it in these 2 because they're not going to be U, they're going to be O.
Because that is a what?
Split file diagram.
When you read a new book
Yeah.
or you meet new words, how does this help you?
You can break the word up to like it's easier to read. And that's helped me develop my skills in reading my book and thinking about all the words going on.
If I said the word chip to you, how many phonemes can you hear?
3.
And what are they?
Ch.
Excellent. How has that helped you, knowing that and building up from that? How has that helped your reading?
Because first time I was in this school, I didn't read properly. I just read it slow. Now I know the phonics. Now I can read quickly.
Now, all of this work that's happening with reading in school, is that making a difference to the amount you read?
Yeah, it helps. It makes me want to. It's really like influenced me to read more, and really it expands my vocabulary a lot. Like I learn new words.
Well, I never used to like read or like bother to bring a book to school, but now, like, 'cause I got a book out of the library and that was recommended to me, and I've actually been reading at home and stuff now because I like the book.
Yeah, it's made me read non-fiction books as well as fiction books because I find fiction books good, but I find non-fiction books even good and better because it is about the real life